Test the claim.
In Kazakhstan and in Belarus against the Russian puppets. The Russians have invaded and they put down those peaceful protests. Now I ask you, are you aware of this? Aware of what I just said? What did I just say? How am I supposed to speak with someone who can't listen to what I'm saying? How am I supposed to reason with you, sir? You're not supposed to be talking to two people. You talk to one person at a time. Russia was part of the Budapest Memorandum. And Russia has signed a non-aggression pact with Ukraine, Belarus, and Kazakhstan in exchange for their nuclear weapons. Russia has invaded Ukraine in 2014, and it has invaded Ukraine again a year ago. My question to you is, are international treaties not supposed to be respected?
They should be respected.
They were attacking their own people in Donbass and so on. That's how it started. Russia didn't just jump in, did they?
It didn't. You don't think they did? Of course it did.
The elected president got kicked out. A comedian was brought in.
Ah, hold on. When was the comedian brought in? When was the comedian brought in? Hold on. You're saying that when the Ukrainians brought down the pro-Russian president Yanukovych, then Zelensky went in power? Is that what you're saying? That's a lie. It wasn't Zelensky, it was Poroshenko. You have your facts mixed up, sir. That's not what happened. Look, even the Russians are better informed than you are right now. You're very uninformed, I'm sorry to say. Zelensky did not come to power in 2014. He came to power much later. It was Petro Poroshenko that came to power in 2014 when Yanukovych was put down. That's what happened. Yanukovych was backed by Russia, and this is something that people like you won't know. Because you're defending Russia without actually knowing what you're defending. You absolutely are. You absolutely are. If you say that the Russians did not invade Ukraine, you're defending Russia, whether you want it or not. Whether you want it or not. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that.
Every war that happened in the last 50 years, every war that America did, America is on the wrong side.
America is on the wrong side. Was America in the wrong side in the first war against Iraq when they defended Kuwait?
Americans told Saddam to go invade Kuwait.
They told Saddam to invade Kuwait. And then they fought against Saddam.
In Baghdad, sitting with Saddam Hussein, having coffee,
Hold on.
giving him
So the
money.
Americans controlled Saddam Hussein.
They did, yes.
Why did they invade Iraq at all?
Saddam was bought by the Americans.
Why did they invade Iraq at all? If they control Saddam Hussein, what's the point in invading Iraq? No, but they already control him. They already control Iraq. What would be the point of invading Iraq?
Because he criticized Israel and
This is
Iran.
ridiculous. If they control Saddam Hussein, they would not wage war against Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein
This makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry to say.
And Iran.
I'm sorry to
He
say.
insulted Iran. And Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Once again, as I keep saying, there are two main reasons why people are against Ukraine. Very small minority, but there's only two categories of people: defeatists and haters of the West. People who just hate the West, and no matter who the West defends, they will hate them because they don't like the West, for whatever reason.
if the Ukrainian people have been used,
All right, now you care about Ukrainian people, huh? Of course you always did. Absolutely. 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 You care so much that you have no idea who went into power after Yanukovych was put down. If you say you care, you need to have the basic information to say you care. Because, look, I think we can all agree you cannot care about something you don't know. If you don't know something, logically, you can't care about something. And you have proven to me that you do not know the situation that you claim to care for, the people that you claim to care for. You don't know the situation. It's as simple as that. Do you want to say something, my Serbian pal? Do you want to say something? Come on, come on, come on. You know, Serbia is a funny situation because most Serbs support Russia because Russia supported the Serbs in their genocide of the Croats, which is the funny part. That's that's the funny side. Huh?
you support the Russians?
Who, me?
You.
Does this look like support of Russia? Does this look like support of Russia?
Right, one question.
Go on.
Do you
Excellent.
think that Putin is going to deploy nuclear weapons?
No,
Why not?
because his life will be at stake.
And why would you bomb a
Why
country you want to
would
take
his life be
over?
at stake?
Because if Putin uses nuclear weapons, every single weapon is fair game against Russia and against Putin. His own people will kill him if he uses nuclear weapons.
So if Russia deploys nuclear weapons on Ukraine
answered
only,
you.
which is not a NATO-related nation, does that mean that the whole NATO alliance
terrorists.
will attack Russia because of that?
If Putin uses nuclear weapons, let's start step by step. If the person in power was someone like Hitler or Stalin, it would be more worrisome, because Hitler and Stalin are ideologues. They fought for an ideology, for an insane ideology, but an ideology nonetheless. Putin is not fighting for an ideology. Putin is fighting for himself. How do I know that? Because Putin has palaces all over Russia and properties all over Russia to live a lavish and luxurious life with his family. Putin has delusions of grandeur, and that is why Putin will not risk getting killed for a nuclear war. Putin wants to get out of this situation alive and unspoiled, and he expects to live a comfy life the rest of his life. Putin will not make moves that will make him get killed in this case. That's my opinion why this is not going to happen.
No, he's probably protected, but he could be.
He is protected, but every protection has its
Those
limits.
two agents that came to Salisbury, almost certainly KGB scum.
Because
But they had the right, because the fellow they wanted to kill was a traitor.
Because Putin came on publicly to say that he's going to be deploying the Sarmats, nuclear missiles.
No, what Putin said is that he backed down.
He's either trying to scare the West.
Which
He is.
possible.
There's a lot of saber rattling
capacity
right
to
now.
destroy any nation that comes against him,
Well,
or he's actually going to do that.
he knows
There's a
how to
lot of
provoke. He uses
saber
the media
rattling
very
going on
skillfully.
right now with this whole situation.
So what do you think Putin is doing all this bullshit?
He wants to scare the West. He wants to make the West stop supporting because he wants to win. He wants to win the war. It's obvious.
Is it not because of the fact that he believes that Russia is getting, like, for example, the borders, right, NATO, and he's trying to protect the Russian people because if Ukraine becomes a NATO alliance,
Yeah, that's true.
they're gonna be able to, like, maybe attack Russia. So it's about the safety of Russia.
Exactly. Hold
It's the
on.
safety of Russia that he's concerned of.
Okay, hold on. This is a point that people keep making to me, and it kind of blows my mind to an extent. No, it does, because Ukraine is no closer to Moscow than Latvia or Lithuania.
Minutes, the nuclear
They're-
missile can take out New
It's
York.
practically the same distance. And Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania have been in NATO for years now. Now, why did Putin not invade Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania? Because they joined NATO quickly. And Putin knew that if he invaded them, there would be clear and unprecedented repercussions for him. Why did he invade Ukraine? Because he felt like he could get away with it. Because Ukraine was not part of NATO. Putin does not have the mentality of a world leader. He has the mentality of a crook and of a bully who's going to keep pushing until there's pushback against him.
So ultimately, what does he want to achieve?
He wants to take Ukraine, he wants to take Moldova, he wants to destabilize Eastern Europe to make it as weak as humanly possible, just as he has kept Ukraine weak through many years before the Ukrainian revolution. Because it's easier to have a borderland that's weak than to have a borderland that's strong.
As soon as Ukraine mentioned joining NATO, that's when
Yeah, that was the
Ukraine
red
has been mentioning joining NATO for many years in the past. Ukraine has the right to join NATO if it so wishes. Why is it that Russia has a say over which military organization Ukraine joins?
to stop Russia.
Why is it that Russia has a say over which military organization Ukraine has the right to join? Tell me. Okay, third time. Why is it that Russia has the right to say which military organization Ukraine can join?
Russia was promised by NATO.
It was not. I repeat my question a fourth time. Why is it that Russia has a say over which military organization Ukraine has the right to join?
NATO promised Russia they would not
Ukraine
move
was not
an
part
inch
of
to the
NATO, and it's
east.
not part of NATO now.
Not move an inch to the east. Ukraine is literally Russia's doorstep.
Ukraine has the right to join whichever military organization they want to join. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
You're right. Russia can say no. End of story.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Don't forget, NATO bombed
Cuba.
Serbia and Yugoslavia.
Can Cuba join any military organization? I mean, Cuba has joined the military alliance with the USSR long ago. That has happened. What happened? What happened is that the Soviets wanted to put nukes in Cuba.
But the West put nukes in Turkey.
Then the Americans vetoed it. The Americans set an ultimatum.
The West armed.
I know what happened there. I know what happened. But this is what I keep hearing. I keep hearing people say, oh, you know, they wanted to put nuclear weapons in Ukraine, which is absolutely preposterous. Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons in exchange of a non-aggression pact. So it's the polar opposite of Cuba. It's Ukraine giving up their nuclear weapons instead of asking for nuclear weapons.
Joining NATO means bringing the nukes back.
Not at all. Not at all.
If it's if
Not at all.
Ukrainians,
Not every NATO country has nuclear capacity. Not every NATO country. Many do, but not all of them. What makes you think that Ukraine would get nukes? What makes you think that Ukraine would get nukes if they join NATO? If they joined NATO, what makes you think Ukraine would ask for nuclear weapons?
Zelensky's asked for them.
You're not listening to my questions. You are not. Listen. This is a pointless discussion if we're not listening to each other. The first point to discuss something is to listen to each other. If Jesus Christ, that is. Are you all right? Oh, that is messed up. Yeah, just get rid of it. Anyway. The first point in any discussion is to be able to listen to each other, right? So we need to actually communicate with each other. My point is, Ukraine never asked for nukes from NATO. In fact, Ukraine did the polar opposite, and they gave up the nuclear weapons in exchange of a non-aggression pact with Russia. So the Cuba example is irrelevant.
Saying it would not expand into Eastern Europe as the
you not
Yugoslav
think
Serbian war
Americans
was
and
coming
the
to an
British
end.
and so on,
That
they would
wasn't
plant
back.
their nuclear bombs in Ukraine?
No, I don't.
So we would put them to counter Russia.
To counter Russia? Well, in a few months, Russia might not exist in the first place. This is. I love this reaction. I love this reaction. I love this reaction. You know, before the Soviet Union has collapsed, no one ever imagined that it would collapse.
Wants to bring back the Soviet
It collapsed from within because the people who were part of the Soviet Union did not want to be part of the Soviet Union. They were all forced to be part of it by Russia. The people who were part of the Soviet Union was forced to do so by Russia. They were not doing it out of their own free will. They were conquered by Russia, and they did not want to be part of Russia or of the Soviet Union. That is why the Soviet Union collapsed. NATO played a big role, yes, I agree. But the biggest role by far was played by the countries that were part of the Soviet Union and who did not want to be part of it. That was the biggest role.
Putin asked Clinton that he wants to join NATO. What happened?
You know, that's a funny discussion. Putin had plenty. Putin had plenty of opportunities to make Russia play along with NATO, make Russia play along with the EU. Plenty of opportunities. Putin never wanted to do so. He never wanted to do so because he always chose to put Russia as the heir of the Soviet Union. He refused the possibility of Russia to be a modern country. He refused the possibility of Russia to be a free country. Because he doesn't want a free country, he wants an authoritarian shithole. That's exactly what he wants.
You haven't been to Siberia, my friend.
Into Siberia, that's right.
They put you in prison for
Huh?
drinking Coca-Cola.
Great country, Poland. Love Poland. Love Poland. One of the countries that has supported Ukraine the most. Poland. Love Poland. Big up to my, to the Polish brothers. They've acted in a lot more brotherly fashion than our so-called Russian brothers. So-called Russian brothers. Why? I mean, I know why. I've heard this example before.
You don't think it's new.
They're letting all of these Ukrainians die for what?
Do you know how because he's young. How long do you think I visited Yugoslavia in the 80s.
You know, I heard this argument before many times. And this is what I have to say. Not all superpowers deserve to be superpowers. Some do, some don't. Russia is planning to be. It's not. I agree, it's not. Exactly. It's not, but it's trying to be.
Two men have tried to
And Russia does not deserve to be a superpower.
Napoleon and Hitler. what I'm trying to explain. I've been to Narva. Narva, the town of Narva in Estonia, has Russia where that tree is.
Yeah, but there's a Russian community in the Baltics from the Russian Empire time.
Absolutely.
And Putin has said they have no interest on being back the Russian Empire. Finland, Poland was part of the
Well,
Russian
Putin
Empire.
has said many
I believe
things.
it, but I think he could be a Soviet, get the whole of Ukraine. Fuck him. That's fair.
Oh, let me mention something else. Have you guys heard of the situation in Moldova? The Moldovan government has been destabilized purposefully by Putin, and he's planning to take over Moldova to open a new front against Ukraine. There are Russian troops in Moldova right now, around 10,000 Russian troops in the region of Transnistria, right now in this moment. You never have what? True sovereignty.
Every country's got its own sovereignty. It's a land grab. War is about grabbing the land and killing the so-called weaker people.
The point is, America is a far better superpower than Russia.
That's debatable.
I know it's debate. I know many people will disagree, but if we look at the Russian history and at the American history, absolutely. My crowd is busy listening to my Serbian friend here. Yeah.